Hey, First Allen family, Pastor Mary Beth here. So, from its earliest days, our United Methodist Church has a rich and long history of concern for social justice. The father of Methodism, John Wesley, in the 18th century carried out acts of mercy, but he also consistently spoke out against the abuse of animals, the exploitation of those in poverty, and the treatment of human beings as chattel. Following in Wesley's footsteps, in 1908, the Methodist Church wrote its first social creed, which called for, quote, equal rights and complete justice for all men in all stations of life. And over the next 117 years, that social creed has evolved and been edited and been revised and been revisited and been expanded to become the social principles of the United Methodist Church. Now, the social principles are not church law. That's the book of discipline. The social principles are our church's prayerful response to issues of justice, dignity, creation care, peace, and even more. They are grounded in Scripture and shaped by Wesleyan tradition. And these principles invite all of us to reflect Christ's love in every part of life. They also invite us to be clear and to know where we stand and what we stand for as United Methodists, especially in times like these that are challenging and sometimes very confusing. So, for the next 3 Sundays, our worship is going to focus on the biblical and theological basis for the United Methodist social principles. We're going to look at what they say about the social community, about the economic community, about the political community. Now, you've just heard me say the word political, and that might lead you to think things are going to get partisan. Let me say to you, there's a difference between partisan and political. Political is a broad and general term that refers to anything that people do together, most often around government, around public affairs, or public policy. It can describe ideas or actions or institutions that are involved in those public things. Partisan is much more narrow and more specific. It often refers to a strong allegiance to a political party or ideology. Political is neutral and descriptive. Partisan is often emotionally charged and can imply bias or division. I can promise you this, our worship will not be partisan. Things are not going to get partisan. This is worship, and our worship will be, first of all, a place where we can have a holy encounter with God. That's what we always create worship for. Our worship will be biblically and theologically grounded, as it always is. Our worship will be focused on praising God, as it always does. And it's quite possible that we may feel challenged by the gospel of Jesus Christ, as we often do. Now, there's way more in the social principles than can be covered in one 15-minute sermon in a 60-minute worship time. So if your interest is piqued by this possibility, come to the fellowship hall at 9:45 on November 9th and 16th and 23rd, where we'll go deeper into the ideas that are raised in the social principles. Pastor Maxie and I are going to facilitate conversation. We'll all be in conversation together about this. We need to know what we as United Methodists stand for in these days. So I hope to see you on Sunday. I hope you'll be a part of this conversation. I'm praying for you. I hope you're praying for me. Shalom.